Hey guys, how's it going? Philip Monteleone, the book peddler here, doing a little update video. It's been a while since I've done one. For all my subscribers, I didn't realize, I did realize it's been over a couple weeks since I've done a video. So, before I get started, I would just like to give my thanks to some of my subscribers. Particularly, though, these are other booksellers, and there's a bunch of booksellers out there that do watch my content, and I appreciate your support, guys. And I'm just reading from the last handful of names that like my last Instagram post. That's what's easiest for me to do right now. So I encourage you all to follow these guys, and you can always see the people who like these posts, and they seem like great stand-up sellers, and I appreciate your guys' support out there, that you enjoy the content. So I was demanded by this guy, Walking Dog Ear Books, walking underscore dog underscore ear underscore books, to be making another video because it's been a while. So thank you, man, for your support. I think you used to go by Anoma Books, if I'm not mistaken. So thank you. Kent KG's Books, Johnson Bookman, Mays Book, Weisenheimer Books, Antique underscore Books 10, and CS Miller Books. Thank you guys for following my content. Um, so I figure I fill you in on some updates about what's been going on. I was very sick about 3 weekends ago and had to close the shop. And I never get sick this often, but for whatever reason this year I have been. And some one of these older guys, he came to the shop the following weekend asking what was going on. I told him I've been very sick, and he's backing away because he's like COVID neurotic still. And what I'm going to start telling people is that I have had syphilis. So, that'll spread in the rumor mill. That's it. I go, don't worry, it's just syphilis. So anyhow, but so yeah, that was terrible. I'm feeling a little better now, but basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill you in. I'm going to be doing a live stream, maybe in a couple weeks before Christmas. I'll announce it, and I'll be showing some of my special material. I like to move some of this stuff down the road. So for you guys only, if you're interested, I'm going to be showing some of these books and what I have them listed for, and I'll give you some smoking deals because I'd like to move them down the road. I'm not a museum. And you can reach out directly. You can PayPal me or Venmo me. I have a Venmo account now, and we can go from there. Okay. But anyhow, other than that, I've been very busy. I'm working on becoming the local land baron I've always dreamed of. I've got my second building across the street, and I'll be moving a lot of material over the next couple days. Washing the floors, washing the walls, loads to the dump. Been very busy, been splitting time between this building and the other, but it's definitely coming to fruition. It's very exciting. And what else has been going on? And I'll be looking for someone to hire as well to help me process and list. And it is when you're a small business with a brick and mortar, it is a little bit difficult. New York State's raising their minimum wage. They've raised it $1 every year. Like the last 7 or 8 years I looked at, they've raised it $1. And so I'll probably go the contracting route to hiring somebody in. Yeah, it's too. I mean, I don't know. Don't people realize that all the expenses go up with it? It's not like your standard of living is staying the same. So that's been a little bit difficult. Actually, someone told me there's a bakery close by, and she can't afford to pay her workers because these type of businesses is not always a guaranteed people are coming in and buying, and she's going to have to let go of some employees, and she's going to have to put in more hours, and it's not making sense for her to stay open. So it's kind of a sad state of affairs. But anyways, you know, when you do your own business, you got to plan and strategize for these things. And like I used to bitch all the time about the taxes, right? Like I'm selling a used book that's been taxed maybe multiple times over again. Why the heck do I got to charge tax again for this item. It doesn't make sense to me, but where's the bitch and get you? Nowhere. You can't do anything about it. So, I'll be giving a course on keeping double books. No, I'm joking. I ain't gonna do that. So don't send the IRS at me, Hokel, please. But anyhow, just having some fun. What else has been going on? So I have had some book picks, but I just haven't felt they were worthy to put on a video. But so I guess those are the things I want to say. I'll tell you a couple stories, I guess, of what's been going on lately. Maybe you'll have some interest, because it's just kind of a look at what people in business have to deal with. Like, customer relations is definitely a big part of it. Now, I sell through eBay, for those of you who aren't aware, and these sites, they'll constantly change different terms of services and procedures. What I've been having happen lately is a lot of people they've been buying the books and then they're not paying. And, so when your listing is taken off for a number of days, and what a lot of people may be doing is during that time frame is trying to search for a better deal. And then you have to cancel the order, that they're not responsive. It's a pretty frustrating thing at times. Dealing with this, a lot of scammy type behavior I've noticed has kind of upticked at least from my end of what's been going on. But another little thing I'll tell you guys, especially if you're a beginner seller in your first couple years, maybe you've experienced this. If you haven't, you most likely will. I would think it happened to me a number of times in my first in my beginnings of this business. But I'll tell you a little story. Over when I was down in Florida, I had someone buy a canal ledger on my behalf back here, and I had finally gotten around to listing it. And I had like 10 watchers on it, and I got a message through Instagram from somebody, and they said, this actually is a freight ledger, and said, yeah, it was clear it was a freight ledger, but I didn't put it in the title. So it was my mistake. I should have put it in the title. But he went on to tell me that there's nothing really special about it. At most, it's worth $100. Now, this is a item I listed for $1,000. What was that based on? It was based on the rarity, the uniqueness of it. It was very obscure, one of a kind for the couple years of that canal company. He also went on to tell me about how the history of it was off. So, one thing that I've definitely learned is that there are a lot of people out there that have way more knowledge than you on a particular subject. And it's good to be open to listening to what they have to say. But you also run into people, I'm not saying this guy was one of those people, but it seemed a little fishy to me, that'll say, that's only worth $100, and this is the reason why, but I really would like it. I'll give you $200 for it. Bullshit. Come on. Who are you trying to play here? And there's a lot of people playing this game. So I asked him if there was, if I could get some verification on what he was saying, because I was seeing different. No response, though. Well, not long after, a person from down in PA who was I believe a head historian of the area and a canal and railroad collector messages me. He sent an offer, and I countered, and he accepted it, and it was a good offer. And he said, I've been a historian here for X amount of years, and I've only seen one of these in a museum. And, I'm going to treasure this item, blah, blah, blah. So don't always jump to or take as gospel or be too gullible of what someone's saying, because there can be a lot of trickery. I'm not saying you guys are. I'm sure you'll be smart about it, but it happens to the best of us at times. You verify the information and go from there. Somebody wanted me to make a video on how I price material, and in the future I will. It'll be a longer video, because there's different aspects to cover, but that is something that has happened throughout my business here, And so just be aware that not everybody has the best intentions, and to be critical. So, I mean, another thing, I guess, another story that was going on. I don't know if you guys want to hear these or not, but it just shows, again, the day-to-day kind of activities and stuff, and sometimes what you got to deal with. I accept offers on my site, and but lowball offers I just immediately will do away with. I don't have interest in even dickering at that point. But when it comes to young kids, I do, or high school kids or middle school kids, I do try to make sure that the deal can happen and they get the book in their hands. So here's something though that happened. Not always great with customer relations. Sometimes I say things I probably shouldn't. At the same time, it's my business. I'm not gonna, get stepped on. I'm not interested in that. There's always going to be another buyer. So that might not be the best advice all the time, but the situational. So anyhow, this kid, I had a Walt Clyde Frazier book called Rockin' Steady, first edition. I had it listed the cheapest, best deal you could get online, $40. And so he makes me an offer, $7.50. Now immediately I would decline, but he had a little note there, a little sympathy note. He said, my dad's from New York, blah, blah, blah. I love basketball. He meant Frazier. I want to know more about Frazier. And so I give my little 2 cents to, yeah, my dad's from this area and blah, blah, blah. And so I was like, listen, buddy, I mean, he's a sob story. I'm in school. I have no money. Okay. So I go, look, man, I'd like you to have the book, but I can't sell it for that because I'm not making a thing. I'm losing money. I said, I'll do $15 I can do. I have it shipped out the very next day, So I thought that was very nice. I never come down that far. Now I did hear something, but to where it was like a big seller on YouTube, Daily Refinement. He's one of these guys I follow. I like to follow people that are far more advanced than I am, because they obviously are successful and have a successful template, and I'd rather try to replicate these kind of individuals. And there's a saying there, a guy that he does a podcast with, Tech in Sports, who's like a multi-million-dollar seller, says it's good to take some of the money all of the time than hold out for all the money. And again, situational. It's all situational, but when it comes to some of the lower end items, okay, So, not to divert too much, to get back to the story, the kid responds with an offer of like $14.17. Nah, man, I told you, $15. Take the deal. It's the best out there. Okay? But he couldn't let up. Then it's $14.20. I'm thinking, what is this kid messing with me? No, decline. So I get a nasty little message saying that I'm being petty and having me reflect on what would Clyde Frazier do. I know a thing or two about basketball. I know it. I know what Frazier would do. It's a game of reaction. You're getting a good deal. Take the deal. You don't have to sit there and think about it and dicker and do this nonsense. So I basically told him, I didn't like the attitude. So I said, I don't owe this kid anything. I don't owe you nothing, man. I'm doing you a favor. If you don't have the money, go collect cans. Have your daddy buy the book. I'm not interested in doing this nonsense. I said, you know what? Deal's off. You want to screw around? There you go. I'm not interested in selling to you anymore. Bop, delete. And I said some other choice words to him that might not have been so nice, but it's like, piss off, man. You're wasting my time. When you see a deal, take it. I'm giving you I'm being generous here. You know what I'm saying? I got a generous old heart. So, but that's the way it goes with people. So, why am I going to let you dictate this? But anyways, again, he acted like he was doing me a favor. It's hilarious. So those are a couple stories that have happened, throughout the last couple weeks, and you roll with them and you keep going. Let me see how much time I got. 14 minutes. You guys still watching? You better like the video. I hope you do. I hope you enjoy it. But yeah, so I think I pretty much covered everything. Just transitioning. I'm trying to get a website going with my buddies helping me out. No, brick and mortar, again, it's not for everybody, for sure. I'm not in a very populated area, which makes it even tougher. Somebody said, I did an interview with Matthew of the Book Flipper. It was pretty enjoyable. And whenever, like, it's really the first time I've done something like that. I don't know if any of you watched out there. And I would have probably added to some of my responses or answered them a little bit differently, but on the spot, it's just coming, you're just going with what's on the head. And somebody asked me in the comment section, well, why would you even bother running a brick and mortar store? And what I should have said, it's not that I said anything wrong, but you gotta love it. I believe you really gotta love doing this to do this like this, because there are many things I would have done differently in the beginning, but I wouldn't have known at the time. And one of them would have probably been to build up an online presence first, a strong online presence before transitioning. I did it in reverse. I did brick and mortar and only got serious about online for the last couple years, really. So it's still a learning curve for me, but I am getting better at it, and I just keep putting in the time. But that's one of them. But that's what I would have said. It's very rewarding in certain ways. There's definitely benefits to it, and I've covered them in the past. But there's the other aspect, even dealing with these little things, whether it's a little bit of trickery, whether it's the griping, there's the public aspect as well to this business and to any business. But I think that's all I got for you guys today. Again, I'll be doing a pre-Christmas live stream from the shop. I'll show you some beautiful choice books, some rare material, and I'm going to be offering it to just you guys watching for a wonderful number that you'll be happy with. So please, you reach out and inquire, and we'll see if we can make a deal happen. So that's all that's been going on. Figured I'd make this quick. And I love all your support. Thank you very much for it. I hope you guys had a nice Thanksgiving. And hey, until next time, I'll see you very soon, guys.